Okay, so basically, as we have seen in the earlier class, what is API? Okay, so in that we have seen like, let us assume you are ordering a pizza, okay, and you are that you are going to Domino's website or app, okay, and then you are ordering one pizza. So you are exposing the services of Domino's, and then you are making some post call. Post call means you are adding some order, and then you are using get API so that whatever pizza you have added in that bucket, you will be like getting that in your address, right? So in the API, mainly four things are there. One is get, okay, which is mostly asked in the interview. One is get API. Get API means you have to get the resource which you have, which is existing there. You post, which is you are creating there, okay, and put, which you want to update. Patch is partial update. Oh, they will ask you the question, what is the difference between put and patch? Okay, so patch is partial update to update any resource. Put is to overwrite or create a resource. Let us assume any resource is not available, and if you want to update, in that case, it will create that resource. Okay, delete, you want to delete something. Okay, you want to delete some APIs. Okay, means you don't want to order, let us assume by mistake you have added two pizzas. Okay, but you want only one pizza, so you have deleted that. Let us assume you want to update your address. So in that case, you will call put API. You want to add some pizza, you will call post API, right? And you want to update some minimal things, like let us assume you want to update your like mobile number. Okay, so you can put patch API. Okay, means partial information you want to update. Delete as I told. So today we are going to see the concept of serialization and deserialization. What is the meaning of serialization? Okay, let us, as you can see in this slide, okay, so serialization is like you have some Java object. What is the meaning of Java object? So whenever we create any class, okay, we have some method available. And how you will call that method? What is the method? Method is the behavior or the functionality which you want to keep in your class, right? So now what is object? With the help of object, you will call that method. If it is not a static, it is a normal method, then you will call with the help of object. Now, let us assume you have some Java object and you want to convert that Java object to byte stream. Okay, what is the meaning of byte stream? So you want to put some values on that and you want to store somewhere, okay, in the byte format. Okay, so that is byte stream. Now, how you will do that? That can be done in three ways with the help of file. Let us assume you want to read some file, okay, and there some JSON data is available. What I'm trying to say, let me show you. Here you can see this is one file. In this some data is there. So this is the first name, last name, total price, deposit paid, booking date, and additional lead. So let us assume this is one way of you are accessing that data, okay, through one file. Now coming to the second point, you are accessing the data from DB. So how you will expose that service? So you need to call that get API. So get API will call some data from the DB. Okay. Now third is memory. Let us assume you are going to some website and you have already filled some information, your credential, right? Once you log into any system, so it is there first time. You will put second time. Let us assume it is there in your cache. So that is the third way to get that data. Now let us assume you are providing any data, and with this three format, you are doing serialization. Now, what is the meaning of deserialization? Deserialization is once you created that byte stream, again you convert that to Java object. Okay, so what I am trying to say here, let us assume Java object. What is the meaning of Java object? You will create some POJO with the help of collection or normal classes. Okay, normal class. What is the meaning of normal class here? So I will show you the code of that one. This is your members which was available in that JSON here, right? So the same member I have written here with the help of string. So one is like first name, last name, total price, deposit paid, and then additional lead and booking date, right? So here what we can see, we have some 6 members are available. Now what we are doing, so we are creating getter and setter method. How you will create getter and setter method? I will tell you. Let us assume it's not available getter and setter here. So you need to do like this, generate, go to source, okay. Go to source, generate getter and setter. Select all, whatever the members are there, generate. So you can see the same thing which was existing, it is there. You have the getter method, you have the setter method. That means you can set the values and you can get some values, right? So whatever you have set that value, you will call that. Okay. So now we have create booking one class. This is named as a POJO class. Whatever you are creating plain object, plain old Java object, which is POJO. That means whatever you have the members, just you have declared that and you have created getter and setter method. So that is the POJO class which it is telling here. Now, with the help of object mapping, serialize or deserialize that data. For that, you can use any Jackson libraries or JSON libraries or JAXB libraries. These are known as serializer. Okay, leave about this term. Okay, let me show you how you will do this. So, you have created this create booking class. This is the main class in which you have some 5-6 members. So, if you will see one more members is there with this, okay, which is booking date. So why I have written like this? Normally I have written private string. String is the your data type. Here boolean is the data type. Here string is the data type and the member name. But in this case, I have written private booking date and booking date. Why I have written like this? Because booking date again I have created one more class. So that is booking date. In this, check-in and checkout information is there. Here check-in is there and checkout is there. And again, getter and setter method is there. If you can see, if I will remove this all, right click on this, again right click on this, source, generate getter and setter. Done. So again, you can see for booking date, we have check-in and checkout. It is like a nested JSON. Okay, if you can see booking date, see this is the normal JSON. First name Rekha, last name Ram, total price 50,000, deposit paid true, booking date is check-in checkout something. So check-in checkout comes on the nested JSON. We have the JSON, we have some columns inside that we have another things. Okay, so that is check-in checkout. For that again we have created one child POJO class. So this is a child POJO class in which we are having checking checkout details. Now coming to how you will call these things, right? So we have one serialization class, serialization test. In that we have main method available. Okay. So now here we have passed one base URI, base URI. So what is this base URI? As I have told you in the last session, wherever the API exists, that only we need, right? If you will see, this is our base URI. After that, we will have some post and whatever the API is there, so that will be existing there. So it is already a resource which is available. Okay, so that I have put in base URI. Now what you need to do, you need to create the object of that class which you have created. Create booking I have created, right? This is the parent POJO class. Create booking CB equal to new create booking. So CB is the object, right? So CB dot. Now I have written here all the members which were there. So with the help of setter method, if I will show you just for one, CB dot set. If you will do like this, you can see you will get all the columns because you have already serialized the data. You have the POJO class available and you are putting some data. Okay, so this is for serialization. Serialization is like you are setting the value. So at runtime, whatever value it is there, let us assume here some values are there. This is just a sample data which I am showing. So like that, whatever value you want to put, that value you can put here in this. Okay, so basically developer will create the API, but you need to test that. So that for that testing purpose, you will do serialization. Okay, like this, and you will add some data. Now you will ask me like what happens with the child POJO class. So for that again I will create one object for that child POJO class which is booking date B. Now we are putting set check-in and set checkout. Two setter method is there for checking and checkout which was there in the POJO class. Now I pass the value here. Now this is the main class, right? B is the main class, and here I have one more column as C dot set booking date was there, right? In which we have created one child POJO. So we have passed like this, and here the whatever object you have created for this child POJO class that you need to pass here. So this step is quite mandatory to put any type of child POJO which you are creating like that only. So main class object reference dot setter method of that child POJO class. Okay, and then your object reference for that one. So that is done. This is the main thing which you have to done for getting our object completed. Means you have all the information here. Means you have created the body. What is the meaning of body here? You have this data with you, right? So this data now you have created with the help of code. Now how you will pass this data? So obviously, as I told you in the last class as well, this is the syntax of post API. Given is there, header is there, body is there, log all. This all will be common throughout your existing framework. Whatever the framework you will see in your automation, in your project. Okay, so there this code will be same is the same. Like given header, given is like you have something given there available. Okay, for that you have something imported. What you have imported? Import static IO rest assured dot given. So this is a static thing. Okay, so this you have to explicitly import. Else given will give error. Now header is there. So header is like what is the content type? So as I am showing JSON, so I am telling please put application JSON. Now what is the body? So body I have object created as CB, right? Here CB is the object, which is the main object, right? For create booking. So CB I have put. Now log all this is just to logging purpose. So that we can see in the console. Once it will run, we can see in the console. So this is the given part as of now. Now this is the when part. Means let us assume you have something given. Okay. Now what you want to do? So we want to do some operation. So we want to do post operation. So when you will post this. So what do you want to post? Some booking. Okay. You want to do some booking. Let us assume you want to do some movie ticket booking. Okay, then what it will happen? Then log all again. This is just for logging purpose. Log all. Okay, this is optional. Then assert that. What is the meaning of assert that? In test engine you have gone through, right? To assert something, right? Status code 200. Okay, that means 200 is like okay, it's created. 200 series is for completion, like the request is successful, right? You are able to create that resource. Now uh, this is the base URL. This is the base URI, and that is the endpoint. Endpoint means whatever you want to do, whether you want to post, you want to put, you want to delete, or you want to get. So that only you need to put that HTTP method you will want to put here through post API. So we are doing here post, so we have put post. If I will run this, run as Java application. So So if my code is correct, it will run, else it will give error. So you can see it is telling the request method is post, the request URI is this, means you can see now it has appended the endpoint with this base URI, right? Now it is telling we don't have any path parameter or query parameter or form parameter, but header is JSON, right? Which we have put. We don't have anything cookies available here. We are not putting any cookies data. Multi-part that is used for part passing Excel data, okay, through some API, that also we are not using. None. Just we are putting body. So what is the body? So this is the body which we have created through this realization, right? Now we have got okay, means you have got the response. What is the response you are telling? Yeah, it's successful. 200. Okay. Now, what is the value you are getting here? Again, that is also in application JSON format, and this is the response of that. Means you have created some movie ticket with the with the ID 6469, and with the information this much, which you have passed through the request. So this is about the serialization. Any doubt, guys, in this? Once again, let me see it again. Okay. So as I told you guys, okay, so how to read it, how to read a like file. Let us assume you have some sample data in this file, test1.json. So how you will read that file? See, we have the post API, which is the code is common. You can see the same thing here as well. Given is there, header is there. Now we are going to understand how you will read a file, and through that you will pass the body. So given is there, header again same content type application JSON, body is there. In that body, you will need to pass the object reference for the file. Okay, so for that, and rest of the things are same, like when, post, again same, then log all, assert that status for 200. This much was there in the earlier. Now we have to save this. So let us assume you are creating one string name, the variable name, post response. Okay. So for that, how you will take that response? So extract that response. Okay, extract that response in string, right? So that you are storing in string. So how you will pass that object of that file? So you need to pass the path. So before that, you have the given thing which is base URI, same thing, right? Now here, byte input. This is one liner code which is required for you to read that file. So for that, what you have told files dot read all byte. Read with the help of file. Okay, you are telling read all byte method. Okay, so in that you are telling path dot get from the path class. Okay, you are telling get method, so that you will telling one path to get that JSON. So what is that path? Test1.json. So in this, if you will see, if I will minimize this, okay, it's like here in the API automation test suite, okay, we are having test1.json inside that only, right? So in this we are having test1.json. Okay, so test1.json means you have the path available here. What is the path? You are just telling the name because it is already there in your folder itself. So this is path dot get test1.json. Now this is input, right? So byte, but this is under byte format. But here you want in a string, right? So what you are doing, again one more variable you are creating is string input value. Okay, this is the input value which we need to pass in body. So string input value equal to new string. So string can be if you have seen that string video, okay, so you can see string can be passed in two ways. String str equal to some value abc. This is the first way. Second way is string str equal to new string, and here you need to pass the value, right? So it can be created without new, okay, and with new. So this will be there in string constant pol, and this will be there in your heap memory. Okay, now what is why I'm telling you this? Okay, because here you can see string some variable name, right? So you are directly putting string str. Okay, now here you are putting with the help of new string the variable name equal to new string, and here you are passing the input. What is the input here? So the byte which we are getting. The byte means the content which we are getting from this JSON file. So that we are putting as a parameter here in this string, right? How we are putting here in this? If you can see in this notepad, string str equal to new string abc, right? So here abc we are passing as a parameter. So like that, here also in this input we are passing here. Okay, and then we are storing in string input value. So that input value we are passing, and same thing we are doing. So if we will run this, rest all the code are same like our earlier program. You can see again same thing, HTTP 200 booking ID is different now, and the same request which we have passed from the JSON. So are we able to understand this? Gilchrist, Jagdish, are we able to understand this? Or any question? You have to practice, I feel. Okay, fine. So here you can see string post response, okay, and given header body when then log all assert that status code is this. Okay, so you are storing that response in post response. Okay, and now this is the second approach of reading the file. The first approach was serialization, second approach was this one, and the third approach which we have seen in the earlier classes, what was that? You need you can pass through one payload. So what is the meaning of payload? Let me explain that as well. That was the third approach which we have seen earlier. So what is the third approach? First, again you are putting base URI. Okay. Now string post response. Given dot header is same. Body is there. In this body, you are calling some method. So this is the third approach to create any API, and you are putting same thing when post booking, then log all assert that status. This is the same code. That's why I told you to write in your notepad so that you can remember this code. This will be common throughout. Only you need to play around with the body. So only you need to pass different way through body. So one you have passed, let us assume input variable, right? Where you have the path of that JSON. Second way was through the serialization object, the POJO class object. Third is like you have the class payload. If I will go to this payload, create booking is one method here. Public static, this is a static method, means that can be loaded at the class time, class loading itself. So I have written public static string create booking. Create booking is one method. So, and here as a string, we have passed a data type means we have to return something, right? And if it is a void, we should not return anything. So if we have returned, what to return? So it is telling the first name, all the information which we passed there. Okay, in that JSON like that, we have copy pasted here. First name, last name, total price, deposit period, booking date, and additional name. This is just a new line. So for that, we have given like this type of syntax. Okay, so I will give this file for your understanding purpose, and I think, already given this in the last session. So this is the create booking method. Okay, now create booking method where it is in the payload class. So this is the third way which we have seen in the earlier classes. Body payload dot create booking. Body payload dot create booking, and then same thing. So if I will run this program again, same thing will happen. This is the third approach. See here it came the output. Now booking ID is different movie ticket is booked with all the details, whatever we have passed. 200, okay, it is telling means this resource has been created, right? So like that only you will able to test that. So how you will able to test with the help of assertion code, that is status code should be 200, right? So this is a positive scenario. So this is the third way. So any doubt in this, Jagdish or Gilchrist? Any doubt, Gilchrist or Jagdish?
No, no, sir.
Okay. So this is the third way of putting the API request, means how you will pass that in the body. So you have seen third way. Now, why I am telling you this much, so that if any way asked in the interview, you will able to survive the question and you will able to survive when you will work there as well. This is API automation is so much famous in the market and they are giving us so much package if you are aware of API automation. So this is the third way. Now, last way. What is the last way? That is deserialization. So, what is deserialization? Same thing I will tell you. So just focus on this carefully. This is the last way. Okay, this is last way means for our topic today. Okay, and then we will see next class. Okay, so this is the last topic. You can see again same members we have declared. So here, what is this? Get response POJO. Means let us assume you have created that class. You have created any resource. Post response means post resource you have created. You have the body available, means you have already created one resource, but you want to take that resource, you want to get that resource, you want to get some values from there, like booking ID or first name or last name, something like that. For that you are doing deserialization, get response POJO. For that again you need to pass those all values, okay, whichever it was there in request, something it is there in the response as well, right? So that you need to pass and again do getter and setter. So if I will remove this all, you can see there's 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 6 members are there. Same thing, booking date, same copy paste I have done here as well. So sorry, generate source, go to source, generate getter and setter, select all, generate. Yeah, same thing done. This is our POJO class. Now this POJO is having one child POJO which is booking date again, because it is having two more values. Taking string checkout, which I have written private, because you have to give some restriction to your data. Okay, so you have written here private, but when you will create getter and setter, there it will tell public, means you can use that, okay, in your application. So checking out the two members in this booking date. This is a POJO, let's say POJO, right? Now, same thing. Now coming to the main class, deserialization test. What you need to do here, like earlier we have done, so like that we have base URI. Fine, the same line which was there. Now response, we want to get the response. So for that, given is there, which is same, header is there, which is same. Now body, you can see body payload dot create booking. So the first we need to create that response request, right? Is how you will get that. So for that we are putting this, which we are already aware, given header body payload dot create booking, when post, just post this request and log all, insert that status code, extract response as string. So that response we are storing here in response. So you are creating a resource here as of now. Okay, and that response which you have created, that you have stored in a string. Okay, now that string in the, this is a string format, right? But this is a string is in Java, but this is your JSON. So how you will parse that? How you will pass that response? So for that you are using JSON path. You have created one JSON path object, JSON path JS equal to new JSON path. So same thing, like string str equal to new string. Same thing, JSON path JS equal to new JSON path. here we are having response. So what is the response? So that response we have passed here so that it will be converted in the JSON format. Okay. So now your means Java thing is done. Now you have changed to JSON. Okay, you are giving compatibility for JSON as well. Now what you are doing? Let us assume you want to say booking ID. So string booking ID, you are creating one variable, and now this JSON is having your response, right? This response you are having here. So JS dot get string is one inbuilt method, Java method. Booking ID, you are asking for booking ID from their response, right? So if you will see, booking ID was already created, let us assume. So that booking ID, based on that booking ID, you will see your ticket, movie ticket, right? So that booking ID, you are that. Okay, and you are storing in booking ID. So this is my work which I need to do to get that response. Because based on booking ID, you can get all the details of your name or you amount paid for that movie ticket or whatever, your address or something, right? So that booking ID you are storing in a string. Now here this realization concept will be started. What this as of now you have posted that as of now you have created that request here up to this created that request. You have parsed that request in JSON, and then a later part in the third step you have stored booking ID. You have got that booking ID. Now here what is deserialization? What it is doing? You have get response POJO. What is this get response POJO? You have the all the values available here, right? All the members available here. If you don't have any members, so how you will read that JSON, right? So for that, you need to create that member in the POJO class. To get response POJO, you have created some reference for that class, POJO class, GE. Let us assume I have given GE as a name. That is a user specified name, means I have created. Okay, you can put any name. Now, same thing, given dot when. So here I am not written log all and anything. Okay, so given then when, then I'm telling get. I want to get that request. I want to get that response. So which response? For that I need booking ID. I need that endpoint URL booking. In the booking, you tell me this booking ID, which booking ID, which I am is stored in the from the response. So booking ID as get response POJO dot class. So dot class so that whatever our native code is there, okay, so that it will give us that POJO response and it will give us in and it will give us and we will store that in GE. Okay, so what I am trying to say here, we have given, we have when what you are doing, when get this. Okay, we are not doing any assertion here. All right, we are just telling get us that response, right? And that we are storing in GE. Now, if I want to do another thing, let us assume I want to do last name from that response. Based on booking ID, you can get all the details, right? What are the things you can get? So let us assume the booking ID is 4237. You can get the first name, you can get the last name, you can get the total price, deposit paid, booking date, checking checkout, additional lead. Okay, right? So these are the things you can get. So from that, I want to get the last name. So string last name, so I have created one variable string last name. Okay. So there I want to store the last name. So getter method. There you are putting setter. Here you are putting getter method. So ge dot get last name. Or if you want to put something more, string additional need equal to ge dot getter method. The additional needs. So if this is your last name and you want to get some more detail from that, here you want to get additional need or something. So for that you need to pass add is the variable name which I have given, right? Add. So I'm passing that. Now let me run this. First, it will create the resource, then it will parse that JSON in the JSON, okay, and then it will from that response, it will take us the last name and additional lead. So I have ran this API. See, it is telling 200 means that first request, whatever request we have given, based on that, it is passing our booking ID. It is creating our booking ID 6659, and based on this 6659, we are getting last name. What is the last name here? Ram1. And what is the additional lead here? Additional lead is dinner, right? So that's what it is printing. So are we clear on this, guys? At least you are able to understand basic things in this, like how you will run this. First, you have that resource must be created. So that will be already created. This I have given as an example here. We have given as an example, but this will be already there. That our API will be already created. You need to get that response, and based on that, you need to do some assertion. So let us assume last name you want to check. Last name you have stored somewhere. String last name equal to Ram. So last name is equal to last name. You will check like that assertion you will do in real life, right? So for that, this deserialization concept is equally important. Okay. So this is all about deserialization. So Gilchrist and Jagdish, any doubt?